Hey guys, this guy's Montana here, the original demo disc player, before they decided to give it an abbreviation when it was just called what it was called. We're making a video here on the best route, the most efficient route you can possibly come across on YouTube on the peyote plants. And you're going to see what we have done with this route. Now, firstly, because it is Halloween weather, we're going to turn it off for the purpose of this video so you can actually see the plants and see what's going on, because the weather is taking away the view. But a lot of people are actually want to be doing these plants, might want to know how to turn the weather off, because the weather can actually make it pretty hard finding these plants. Okay, it's very easy to turn the weather off. What you want to do is make sure you have an apartment like this, high-end apartment. Make sure you enter here through the garage, and then once you are inside, you just want to go up the elevator. That's going to turn the weather off. Then you can just go onto the streets. Shout out Monty yesterday for showing me how to get rid of the Halloween weather. Like I say, it's going to make it a lot easier for this video. Also, when you pick up a peyote plant and you want to end the hallucination, it's going to send you to the hospital. Well, shout out to DAC85 for telling me a way of not having to do that process, and you can spawn exactly where you picked up the peyote plant, making it easier to then chain these plants together to get the most RP in the most time-efficient way. Okay, now we're going to show you how to do that in a second once we pick up the first one. My route starts here at Integrity Way. So make sure you own this apartment. You can do that to get rid of the Halloween weather. I recommend starting this when the Halloween weather's just about to start, because then you can turn it off and then do the full day and it won't come back, because when it comes back you have to do the process again. Now the first peyote plant is going to be over here. We're going to show you how to skip the whole spawning at the hospital process, which is going to make this whole thing longer, and we don't want that. Okay, so these two rocks right here is the first one of the route, and you just want to go and grab the plant. Once you've grabbed the plant and it goes into the phase where you are now at the animal, you want to pause the game, go to play jobs, Rockstar created, right at the bottom there, parachute, pick the first parachute job. Now once you're loaded into the lobby, make sure you have matchmaking closed so you are always the host. Back out. Okay, and you change that setting, matchmaking closed, in the options menu, in the pause menu. And now we're going to go on to the second one, guys. We're going to speed up the time here so we don't long this video out. Now we're going to go to this 707. This is Pacific Standard Job Alleyway. Make sure you're looking at the mini-map as well so you know where we're going. We're going to be zooming the mini-map out at times so you can see it. It's going to spawn right there in the middle of the floor of the alleyway in Pacific Standard Job Alleyway. And we're going to do the process where we can spawn right where we picked up the plant. And then we're going to move on over to Conquer Avenue. You can own this stilt house. Okay, I actually own it. That's why you see on the map there's a little greenhouse, and it's around the back here of my apartment, in between these two benches. Now, if you come in too fast, these plants don't always spawn in straight away, so you have to wait. Just hover on the bike, and then just don't get off the bike until you see the plant spawn in. That's what I say, because if you hover over the plant while you're on the bike, it's going to tell you it's there. It's going to say you can't pick it up until you get off the bike. So yeah, after Conquer, we're going to move on over to the little water bay just north of us here. We're going to be going out of the city, and then we're going to be coming straight back into it. So this is how this route becomes so efficient. You want to chain these together, guys. Right, this little island here, little grass island, is where it's going to spawn in. We're going to grab this one, and then we're going to move on over to the Hollywood sign, or the Vinewood sign, and there's a little hill to the left of it. Be careful when you're grabbing this plant on the little hill, because this is where a cougar likes to chill, and we found out the hard way. But yeah, man, just wait for it to spawn in here. Like I say, if you're hovering over it, it'll tell you that it's there, and pick this one up, and then the next one after this one, see, it told me they exit vehicle to investigate peyote. Right, the next one, guys, is going to be Farmhouse Bunker, okay? And also Madrazzo's farmhouse as well, so around that sort of area. But it's on the road with Farmhouse Bunker. That's the most expensive bunker, one of the most popular bunkers we're going to head on over to there, and there's a little settlement. And this little area here is where you actually end one of the auto shop contracts. Some of the times when the bank contract is what it is. Now, these little tires here is going to be the next one. And once we've grabbed that, we're going to head on over to the wind farm, which is just across the road. Just across the road here. You've got these trees, and there's a singular tree on its own right here, this big tree. And next to the bush, right in between, there's a little patch of land here. Now, I tried to get my flashlight, but for some reason, once I deactivated custom loadouts, it then popped the custom loadout on again anyway. It's not really needed, guys, for this video. It is absolutely fine. You should be able to see where we are grabbing these plants. Now, the next one is over here next to the power station. So we're going to try and explain exactly so you know, guys. And also I'll put a map of my routes here. Now, this one is here, right there, in between those little grass patches. And then after this, we're going to go head on over to the dam, okay? But guys, there's 52 peyote plants, okay? And they respawn within 48 minutes. They will respawn. So that first one we picked up next to Integrity Way will respawn in 48 minutes. So it's pretty much impossible to get all 52 of the land peyote plants within 48 minutes. This one here is in between these two rocks, these two big rocks right here. As you can see, it's not spawning just yet, but that's where it's going to spawn, okay? So guys, the fact that there is 52 land peyote plants and they're going to respawn in 48 minutes, that means a couple of the awkward ones, the ones that are just a waste of time going for because they're just like way out of the way, like the top of Mount Chiliad and stuff like that, we're actually going to avoid those ones and narrow it down to just 48. So we're going to average getting one of these every single minute. Now, some of these you'll get like 2 of them, maybe even 3 of them within 1 minute, but then some of them might take you a bit longer. So it's going to average out at about 48 minutes. So one time you do all 48 of these, it's going to bring you straight back to the first one. And this one, we are going all past the noose factory, the server farm, and to this little dead end of the road here where a little pier is or something. And on the right here, there is a little tunnel here, as you can see, and that's where this one is. Now, guys, that's how you be most efficient with this. You don't go for the ones that are just way out the way. There's one we're going to skip in a minute. It's at the bottom of the map here. We could go for it, but we got a little trick here. Now, this one, we're going to spawn at the hospital, guys. We're not going to use the parachute job in the menu and then backing out to spawn at the peyote plant. We're actually going to spawn at the hospital because this is going to be perfect for our route, okay, guys? So now you want to hold right on the D-pad to end the hallucination, and we're going to spawn right in the city, right next to another peyote plant, and carry on this route. We're going to do this a couple of times. That's why you need to pay attention, guys, to this route and how this is probably different than any route that you would have seen. Okay, so we spawn in the Mark II, and now we're going to go over to the Mesa nightclub. I own this nightclub, so it's run the back of my nightclub. And the training away. And there's a couple of red containers right here, shipping containers, and it's right here in the little dark grass area. Right there, okay? And now we're going to move on over to Lester's house. Okay, the next one is Lester's house. Yeah, so we're going back into the menu, go into parachute job, because it's the easiest one to get to, guys. It's at the bottom, okay? The one at the top is actually Arena War. You don't want to go to Arena War because it has like 2 extra screens. So you just press up and it brings you down to parachute job. Click on the parachute job, go into the lobby and then back out, and then it's going to despawn you out of the animal. And it's going to give you the RP. Don't you worry about that. You can see how much RP you've got before you go into it and when you come out of it. When you get the RP is when you actually turn into the animal there. Okay? So now we're going to back out of the animal here, just grabbing it from Lester's house, right up the stairs there, just right next to it is a little plant pot. And now we're going to head on over to the little end of the Ellis River here, the little, or the bit where it starts or whatnot. Right here on this little island. Okay. And speaking of islands, the next one's going to be on a little island in Mirror Park. So, yes, grab that one on the island, back out, and then we're going to head on over to Mirror Park. And there's kind of like two there. There's one on the island. Okay, there's one on the island in the middle of the pond. Which is right next to this bush here. You can almost not see that one because of the bush and the grass and everything. Now, the next one is going to be on the football pitch, okay? Or as Americans will call it, a soccer pitch, okay? So it's this next one, just over here, just south of the casino football pitch, next to the tree on the corner, okay? There it is. And after this one, we are heading over to Legion Square, which is just south. As you see, guys, we're chaining these together by using that teleport to the hospital, and we've just gone in a straight line before that hospital. We went straight out of the city, but we were picking them up all the way through. And this is how you want to do it, guys. You don't want to be like moving around for 2 minutes and then grabbing one. So we grabbed the one on Legion Square right here, and then we're going over to Franklin's house. Okay, Franklin's house, and then it's going to be Lamar's house. Both of those are in the storyline. You know, oh yeah, that pole's just annoying, but yeah. So Franklin's house, guys, it's got a blue garage on front of it. Okay, so over the car wash, it's the next street. There's the blue garage. I just went past it, go back, and then it's in the garden here. Once you know this route, you don't even need to be like watching videos, looking at maps or anything like that. You just simply know this in your head. Okay, I've done this multiple times now. I was level 1,570, so we're about to get to 1,600. So we are. So here we go, Lamar's little estate building. And then after this one, we're going to go to Grove Street. Okay, guys. Grove Street. We're going straight to Grove Street. And there's Grove Street, the dead-end road. It's just over on this side, okay? It's just next to Grove Street. After this one, we're going to quickly go to the airport, just on the outskirts of it, rather. Just on the outskirts of the airport. So past the arena here. The arena there is on the left. And this one is just down here in between these two little buildings here. Little grass bench area next to the tree. Next one is a hotel just past the helipad, past Higgins helipad. It's the 4-star hotel. Looks like a 4-star wanted level. It's got like 4 stars. So you got these two identical buildings on the left. It's just on the right here of the two identical buildings is the 4-star hotel. It's called the Victory. Now the next one is going to be the church. So we're going to head on over to the church now. After grabbing that one, which is go north. You're looking for that building there. This road here. And there's a church, okay? This one, you don't want to come in quick for this one. This one always tries to not want to spawn in. So you like, to make sure that they spawn in, just come in slowly. And they will just spawn in. If you come in way too fast, they just literally won't spawn in until you go away and come back. So yeah, keep that in mind. Next one, we're going over to the gun shop in Del Piero, guys. So a lot of people will know Del Piero because a lot of low ranks will have Del Piero Heights, behind apartment, Del Piero office. So yeah, it's next to the office as well. There's the gun shop. We're going behind the gun shop, the left side of this building, and next to the swimming pool, next to the 2 pink flowers. Now, guys, the next one is on Vespucci Beach, around the back of the psychiatrist's apartment, I do believe. This one, right, guys, we're going to use the hospital again. The hospital again is going to make this absolutely perfect and keep us chaining these together and not missing a single one of these in the city. So we're going over here. So you see the bridge and the orange building. It's going to spawn up on the balcony. There's a guy standing there, and he actually despawns because the plant pot spawned in. So we grab this one. We end the hallucination by holding right on the D-pad. This is going to spawn us in a different hospital now in the city. This will always spawn you at this hospital. Each of these will always spawn you at certain hospitals, okay? So we're going to be right here. We're going to spawn in the Mark II by facing this way, and it spawned behind us, okay? Because we were facing the opposite direction. Now we just go north past the Egyptian church right there, and there's a little swimming pool in between 2 roads, just in front of Eclipse Towers. As you see, it's right next to the hospital. And this is going to keep us chaining this together. Unfortunately, this one didn't want to spawning straight away, but it spawns in, guys. Now we're going to go on over past Eclipse Towers, okay? On the left side of it, there is a road that leads into some stilt houses, Vinewood Hills apartments, okay? We're going to go on over. And we're looking for a building with 2 solar panels on the roof. It's past this tree. There it is. 2 solar panels on the roof, on the right side of the road. Round the back, in the garden, is the plant. Now we're going to head on over to Madrazzo's son's sort of house area, like behind him. You know where you complete the Kelperic Ice and you end up at that house? It's around there, okay? But it's a house that's next to his house. And it's, like I say, we're zooming out the mini-map for a reason, guys, so you can see perfectly. And we're zooming it in as well, so you can then see when we get closer. Next to the swimming pool here, you've got all these like lavender plants, I think they are. Well, no, they're not lavender plants, they're just purple. I don't really know all the names of plants, guys. Yeah, so grab that one, and then get the Mark II on over to where the country club sort of is. Little, you know that road that leads all the way up to Fort Sancudo on the near the water? We're going to just go over the hills here, past this museum on the left here, and when you go over the hill, just hold forward, and you just go straight down, okay, because there's quite a drop here. You don't want to be flying too high, otherwise it's just take ages to go down. So it's the last house right here, and what we're going to do is pop the Mark II right here next to the wall, and we're going to get our atomizer ready, okay? We're going to shoot this over the wall, so it drops down, and then we grab the plant, which is down here in this little circle area. Now, when we spawn out of this before going into the job in the Rockstar created, then going to parachutes and then backing out, we're always going to spawn down the bottom of that massive wall, which you can't climb back up. You have to run all the way around to get your Mark II. So, yeah, make sure you do that with the up and atomizer, okay, and push it over the edge. And then going over to this house right here, to the next house, going north. It's like a little mansion. And you're going to spawn out of it right there where I put the Mark II next to it. So that's why I put it there. You don't want to put it where you're exactly going to spawn, because if you spawn under your Mark II, you die instantly. So yeah, and this one's just taking a while to spawn in. There it is. After that one now, guys, we're going over to just south of Fort Sancudo, over these hills, and there's a little stream, little tiny, like, that connects to the river. You will see what I'm talking about. We make sure we zoom the map out there so you can see this next one, because this one can actually be kind of hard to get, especially if it's nighttime, especially if it's Halloween weather and it's nighttime. But yeah, you got this little stream here. You see how where it ends, almost like a little T-shaped. Just follow it up until you see a little step. It's a mini waterfall right there. Okay, it's the only one of these things that are on this stream. Okay, it's a little step. As soon as you climb up the step, it's there on the right. So that's that one. Now the next one is at the bottom of this. Okay, so at the bottom of this stream, it connects to a river, and then this river is going to T-shape. and it's just on the right of the T-shape. So basically, there's the river, we're above it, we go down, it's just on the right here when it connects to the rest of the river here, okay? It's a little puddle here. There's always a deer there. Not always, but nearly always there's a deer there, okay? Once we grab this one, we're busting it right towards Sandy Shores, guys. Okay? We're following the river down to past, towards Sandy Shores, okay? And there is a little house on the way on the right of the river where the next one's going to be. There's also a pumpkin there as well. Also, if you see any UFOs, you might want to take a photograph of them just for more RP. I'm not sure if you get RP from pumpkins. If you do, grab those as well. So yeah, it's just this little house here. Okay, it's a little square on the mini-map. It's a tiny little square on its own. And it's in between all those roads there, as you've seen. And yeah, you just grab this one. We're going to head on over to this little tiny island. Roundabout, should we say. With an island in the middle. Just right of Stab City. Now it's starting to do the Halloween weather because I started this just at the end of the Halloween weather. So I'm going to turn this off for the purpose of the video in a second. Don't worry. But yeah, this one's right here next to lavender. This is definitely lavender, these little plants here in the middle. And now, once we have grabbed this one from the little roundabout area, we're just going to head on over to the next one, which is at the end of the runway, okay? Trevor Phillips's airport here in the middle of Sandy Shores. It's just at the end of it. And then I'm going to I'm going to go back to the city and change the weather, okay? Don't worry, I won't put all that in the video. But yeah, guys, it's just right here. You see this little closed off mine, okay? So there we go, we've turned the weather off. And there's the peyote plant. And then we're going to move on over to the other one, which is going to be at the other end of Trevor Phillips's runway. So yeah, we're still there at the mine, and then we just go on the other side of the runway here, just a little bit further. Okay, just there's a little trader park. Okay, guys, it's a little trader park, just two little squares on the mini map. It's in between these two bushes with a couch against the trailer. Once it spawns in. Now guys, the next one is at the quarry, okay? And from the quarry, we're going to use, again, the hospital spawn, okay? So hold right on the D-pad to end the hallucination of the plant at the quarry. This is going to bring you all the way to Sandy Shores Airport, which is very good. It's a massive teleport, this one is. And there's actually one right next to us at Sandy Shores. So yeah, just make sure you, every time you're doing this route, because you should be under 48 minutes now, you should be able to get pretty much all of these. But obviously, if you're taking your time with some of these, let's just say, you know, you're human or whatever, and you're just grabbing a drink or something, well then, yeah, you can restart this run whenever you want, if you don't want to go for some of the ones that are out in, like, Peyote Bay or whatnot. That's what I do sometimes, you know, if I'm over 48 minutes, I might just restart and just get the ones back in the city again. So this one here with the little fish on the blue house, after we spawned at the hospital and spawned in the Mark II, we just grabbed that one and we're just going to go over Alamo C, and on the right there's a little spike of sand. So just get on the Mark II. Obviously you can use helicopters and stuff, but the Mark II is way efficient for this, to make sure you get all of these within like 48 minutes. So this little spike of sand, there's a dry patch right there where we just hovered above. That dry patch is pretty much where you'll find the peyote, just on the edge of it. You'll be looking for that dry patch is what I mean. And now we're going to head over towards Peyote Bay, and on the way there is actually one. And how you sort of like know where this is going to be, it's where the train is on the right, so the train tracks, right? There's a little bridge, that bridge there, and there's a tree there, but on the left side of the road, on the left side of the double road, it's a little pathway that heads on up to the top of Mount Chili Head. That's how you know it's just opposite that. That's what you'd be looking for to pinpoint this every time whilst you're going towards it, because otherwise it is pretty hard to find this one. There is one at the top of Mount Chiliad. There's actually one on the right of us over the mountain. And there's one like halfway up Mount Chiliad. We don't go near those guys. Those are just a headache. And like I said, you can't get all 52 of them within 48 minutes. They're going to respawn anyway. So this is why we skip those ones. Those ones are annoying. So you got this little T-shaped little tourist area here. It's on the right side of the T. So yeah, this is where we are going now. And these rocks here is where it's going to spawn, but it hasn't spawned in for me just yet. Once you grab this one, I recommend spawning at the Peyote Bay Hospital by holding right on the D-pad on this one. But it doesn't really matter too much. You can just carry on, but it saves you going through all those multiple menus, as I was about to do there. But it spawns you, like, the next one's there. Hospital's over there to the left, right? That's where the next one is going to be. But to save you going through those menus, to go to the parachute job or whatever, you just spawn at the hospital. Okay, this is the other one that you spawn at the hospital. So there is, I believe, 4, right? That you can spawn at the hospital that really helps this route be so efficient. So we've shown all of those now in this video. So the next one's just right here, not too far from the hospital. So you've got this telephone tower, and you've got a tree right in front of it. Okay, you've got 3 trees right in front of it, but it's the first tree, the white tree right there. It's at the bottom of that tree. And the other one is back on over where we just spawned, basically. We could have grabbed that one first if we wanted to. It doesn't really matter, though, because we're going to go past it now. And it's just on the other road of where we spawned at the hospital. But we're just going to go on over there on the Mark II. So it's like... There's actually a house you can buy, kind of next to it. But yeah, it's just this building in front of us, guys. And there is a UFO in the background. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's where we're going next. The one at the... I think it's like the first UFO that spawned, actually. For the UFO event. And it's spawned again, because it's another chance to take a photograph of it if you haven't. Like I say, take a photograph of these if you haven't taken one for the day, so you get that RP and a little bit of cash. But since we're doing this for RP, you may as well get some more RP just for taking one quick photo. So yeah, it's just at the end of this point here. And after this, we've got 3 left, guys, for the route until it's ends it. This video is going 2x the speed, because I don't want it to be an hour video. And I've tried to, you know, get this as much as possible here. So yeah, just as the river starts on the left here, it's going to start. You can turn left to go up the river. It's on the corner here. But yeah, this would actually be around 48 minutes. Okay, you could skip these ones. These ones up this mountain and stuff, and the one even that we just picked up, you could skip these, okay? Because most of the time you're going to be over 48 minutes by now, and the first one would have respawned back in the city. But you might want to grab these just to give it enough time to make sure you're not going to end up being ahead of 1 or 2 of the ones that you've picked up. Okay, so I would recommend just grabbing these, and there's a nice little bonus right at the end of this route that you might like, guys. It's pretty cool, actually. But we'll show you that in a second. Like I say, we've got 3 more of these to pick up. Okay, so this is the third one. It's going to spawn here, and the reason I was just showing you the mountain in front of us right there, because that's where we're going next. So just across the river in front of us, that mountain I just looked at, that's where we're going to next. So it's right next to the other one. It's just opposite us. But as you can see, guys, these ones are kind of like further away from each other. So that's why, if you are over 48 minutes, you might just want to find a new session, spawning in Integrity Way in the city, and just carry on. Okay? Because they're all respawned for us. But a lot of these videos, what they will do is, they will show you how to get all 52 of them. And what's the point? Because the whole point of this is to do them all. Or do a bunch of them until they respawn, and then do them again, okay? So you don't want to really go for the ones that are really out of your way here. So a lot of the time, I do find a new session, but I will just show you this little end here, which I think is pretty cool. And as you can see, our rank, guys, is 1, 16,599, and we are just about to get to 1600, which the next time you see me, I will be in the 1600s, guys. But this one right here, if you spawn, look where we are on the map. First of all, guys, look where we are on the map. We're all the way out here in, like, we're next to the army base. If you hold right on the D-pad now, if you just hold right on the D-pad, guess where this spawns you guys? Right back in the city, right next to the first one that we picked up. So we grab the Mark II, we turn around, we go back to the one that we started this entire route with next to Integrity Way, in between the two rocks, and there it is, guys. Respawned in, and all the rest of them would have respawned in by the time you get to them, as long as you are following this route. Guys, that's it from me. I'm out. I'm going to link down in the description a link to GTA Web so you can actually follow the map. And yeah, guys, I hope that this helps. If it does, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos like this one. Have a lovely day. Godspeed. Peace out.